also again, just to repeat in the microphone, very welcome to Chithurst Buddhist Monastery and the Sunday evening guided meditation. Tonight's meditation, I thought we would have the theme of the 5 hindrances. So this is a framework that the Buddha very often used in meditation practice, but also just in practice in general, in order to categorize the different forces that's going on in our minds, and especially those forces that cause problem, dukkha, suffering, that leads us to unskillful actions and leads us to create problems for ourselves, actually. So in order to, first of all, just recognize these in our minds, and these come on very gross levels, but also much more subtle levels. So as our practice progresses, hopefully we learn to recognize these on deeper and deeper levels of the mind and learn how to handle and let go of these forces. And also in their stead, when they are abandoned or let go of, we also develop alternative qualities of mind. And especially mindfulness and wisdom becomes the governing qualities, the governing forces of the mind, meaning that we gain also control of the mind, of our choices, instead of being led by these automatic kind of controlling forces. There's one image in the suttas the Buddha gives of these 2 strong men that takes a weaker man by the arms and leads him by the arms and throws him into a pit of embers. There's a lot of suffering, of course. And this can be likened to the various unskillful forces in our mind. This take over control and takes us to a place where we experience a lot of difficulty, suffering, dukkha, unsatisfactoriness. So hopefully tonight I will try to offer some ways, some methods that we can deal with these various qualities and forces. And I hope it will be of some benefit. We'll start off by doing some chanting, and we'll start on page, I believe it's 19, which is in the dark brown chanting book, which is the dedication of offerings. This is to recollect the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and just put our minds and ourselves in a spiritual atmosphere, and directing our minds to these very wholesome objects. Page 19. the Blessed One, the Lord, who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, and to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, to these the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, we render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generations. May these simple offerings be accepted for our long-lasting benefit and for the happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Now let us pay preliminary homage to the Buddha. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened One. Bow. We can go to page 41, which is Reflection on Universal Well-Being. Now let us chant the reflections on universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings be released from all suffering,
and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and its results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts they will be the heirs.
So please just try to settle in and find a comfortable meditation posture. Seeing if we can find a posture which we can sustain relatively comfortably without having to move too much for about 45 minutes or so. Just checking in with the body a bit, making sure the back is straight. The posture seems even, balanced. Usually it pays off to put some extra attention into the posture at the beginning in order to make sure that there's not too much pain later on. And also just as a way of establishing mindfulness in the body, grounding oneself. Making small adjustments here and there. When it feels like it's settled, it's good enough. And to take a few very deep, long breaths. In order to tell the mind, to make a clear demarcation that now we're turning attention to meditation. We're putting mindfulness to the fore, as it says in the suttas. Mindfulness is the quality that enables practice, enables us to see what's going on in the mind and to steer the mind. With the deep breaths, we, first of all, on the in-breath, we tend to energize the system. And on the out-breath, you can use it as a help to relax the body, the shoulders. Energizing can help us to keep aware, awake. The relaxation helps us keep calm, not tense. These are two very important qualities, aspects of meditation. And next, to break the pattern of the mind, likely we have had many thoughts throughout the day, various problems and anxieties, wishes, desires. But instead now to turn the focus to just the silence of the space, of this room. Trying to tune into that. Try to feel just the calmness and the silence of the room, of the space. Very much on a heart level. See if we can just relax into that stillness, into that silence. Trying to feel it. being with or connecting to, maybe even being part of that silence. When we feel ready, and draw the attention back to the body. Put our attention gently on the sensations of breathing. Starting with following long breaths, meaning here sensations, the breath coming in through the nose, down through the heart area, sensations that goes down even to the abdomen. Then on the out breath, sustaining attention on the abdomen, following sensations up to the heart area and then out through the nose. Here we are giving the mind an anchor for developing mindfulness. The quality of mindfulness is developed through sustained, clear, maybe also firm attention or perception on a certain object. So the more continuous, the more clarity we have sensing these sensations, the more we arise this quality of mindfulness. Trying to find a balance between being firm with the attention, but not too firm, not tight, and then also not too soft, then we tend to get distracted. So finding what's just right at this time. If we find it helpful, we can mentally add counting. You can count 1 when the breath comes in through the nose, 2 when we feel the sensations at the heart area, 3 at the abdomen, and then reverse on the out breath, 3 at the abdomen, 2 the heart area, and 1 when we feel the sensations around the nose. And at the same time having the attitude of staying with the breath, like staying with a good friend, like enjoying the company of a good friend. following the sensations as continuously as we can. Also trying to add some interest. What's going on with the breathing? How is it today? What does the various sensation mean? Trying to learn and explore at the same time. And when the following of the breath from the nose to the abdomen starts to feel a bit too much or gross, we can choose one of these 3 locations or any other location we wish. Just settle our attention there, following sensations of the breath, but now just in one location. And here we can either continue with this practice, switch between a longer mode of breath or a shorter mode of breath, until our mindfulness seems stable enough for us to start to observe and try to see what's going on in the mind. One way to do that exploration is to use the framework of the 5 hindrances. So these 5 are, firstly, sensual desire, secondly, ill will, anger, hatred, third, sometimes translated as sloth and torpor, or dullness, drowsiness, tiredness. Fourth, we have restlessness, remorse, agitation. And fifth, we have doubt, uncertainty, skeptical doubt. With the mindfulness established, at least to some degree, we can start to ask or explore, check if any of these hindrances are present in the mind. Firstly, is there any sensual desire present or not present? If our attention is distracted away from the breath, what is it distracted by? Which are the thoughts that our attention is drawn towards? Which category would they fit into? Is it sensual desire? Is it ill will, irritation, aversion? Or is the mind just dull? Tired? Lacking energy? Is that restlessness? Need to do this, need to do that. Or maybe doubt. Should I do this? Should I do that? Is this the right meditation? Should I do something else? I'm not sure. Learning to identify the different forces in one's mind. Just this much can be a very good start, a big help. And sometimes that's enough to be able to let go of whatever is going on. We can just note to ourselves very clearly, this is aversion. This is desire. That's what it is. Just by this very simple technique, we extract ourselves from it. No longer caught up in it. We're able to free ourselves from it to some degree. Further, we can reflect what is the cause, or what was the cause for this to arise. How did this come about? Where did this desire come from? Where did this irritation come from? When did it start? What was the trigger? Again, just exploring and learning. And while doing this, we also see the causal nature of these states. Something that has a cause arises. The Buddha teaches that everything that arises, that can also cease. So it just comes and goes. no need to identify with it. And learning to trace the causes of something to arise. Great understanding, and also further on some skill to break that chain of causes. Maybe we need to change something in our behavior or speech habits. Maybe we just realize the need for, or the potential that meditation can develop qualities which enables us to let go of these things. Try to learn how to develop qualities or change our habits, change our behavior in order for this to not arise in the same way again. Of course, that can take a very long time and be a very gradual process. But maybe we have gained some new understanding or some new approach. Just from understanding what causes this hindrance to arise. And also, of course, what causes it to cease. this way we can develop our understanding of our minds, what's going on in our minds, how to work with it, both in formal meditation but also in just daily life. We can finish the evening by chanting the verses of sharing and aspiration, which is on page 33 in the dark brown book. Also, just with the hope that whatever practice we've done this evening will also be of benefit to others.
Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all cravings and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Unsurpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled.
And then the closing homage in English on page 29.
The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha.